Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. I'm excited to jump on the bandwagon with this trend. That's right, it's the you only need 5 bourbons trend. So you might think, my gosh, probably had tons of nominations. Did not have a single one. However, I nominate myself. So we are going to go through this today. Bourbon Bill's picks for You Only Need 5 Bourbons, done here in 2022. So let's grab the bottles and dive in. Alright, for those not familiar with this trend, number 1 is the Daily Drinker. I did my top 7 Daily Drinkers because, well, I only have one, but in this case we'll have one. I will link that video above if you want to really see what Bourbon Bill reaches for most often. But if you can only have 5 bourbons, what is our Daily Drinker choice? It's none other than Rare Breed by Wild Turkey. Whew. I know some may say high proof, but listen, I got a lot of flack on the top 7 Daily Drinker bourbons for them not being inexpensive. But this is about as cheap as I go generally for Daily Drinker. But this is a king of value, the old Wild Turkey Rare Breed, coming in at 116.8, number 4 char, and about $45 to $46.99 in Pennsylvania. You can come across it cheaper. And if you're really astute, there is a travel exclusive Rare Breed that is non-chill filtered and comes in a 1-liter bottle. So if you have a international flight ticket, find yourself a good airport and get yourself some non-chill filtered Rare Breed Wild Turkey goodness. Alright, on to number 2. So what bourbon does Bourbon Bill use to impress his guests? Easy. That's right, an Old Forester single barrel strength bourbon. Pretty much any of my guests coming over like bourbon, and this particular single barrel strength Old Forester right here is pure deliciousness. Probably the closest I've ever come to Old Forester 150 in a bottle is this bad boy right here. Now, for those that want to know exactly this one here, it is Warehouse H, Floor 4, coming in at 127.2 proof, compute 63.60% alcohol by volume. These will set you back anywhere from $85 to $90ish, wherever you may come across them. So that there is my impress the guests. Next up, what's a good Friday night sipper for Bourbon Bill? Well, this may shock some. Friday night sipper, Widow Jane Decadence. Now I did a Widow Jane video, so if you want to know all about the Widow Jane lineup, go watch that video. You can just search for it. But Widow Jane Decadence is a little guilty pleasure of mine when I don't want something high proof, but still packs a ton of flavor in a bottle. This comes in at 91 proof. This is batch 4, 2021. This is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys from Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee. So what's that? MGP, Dickel, and probably Barton for Kentucky, but we don't really know. And this is then aged in maple syrup barrels. So it's a pretty sweet. Look how dark it is. First of all, it's pretty sweet, full of flavor, pure deliciousness. This is a little treat for me on Friday nights right here. These set you back about 80 doll hairs in the state of PA. I believe this is only released once or twice a year. PA only sees one release a year. But again, since I found this bourbon in 2020, they've only had 4 batches, so maybe 2 a year. That tells you. All right. Next up, cheap mixer. What does Bourbon Bill use as a cheap mixer? So here I was a little torn. Because when mixing cocktails, I do enjoy Manhattans. So for that, I picked none other than the Rittenhouse Rye by Heaven Hill. 100 proof rye by Heaven Hill. I believe the rye flavor really helps, in the Manhattans and the 100 proof point here. Now you may say Rittenhouse Square, isn't that an area of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Correct. Correct it is. It is. But it says here, Rittenhouse Straight Rye Whiskey is a storied Pennsylvania style rye. But, Heaven Hill bought it and it's distilled in Kentucky. So, whatever it's worth. Now, I know this is the Bourbon Bill channel and not the Rye Bill channel. So, I have an asterisk bottle. If you are not a rye fan, the best cheap mixer is none other than Wild Turkey 101. 101 proof, and you can drink this neat, stands up in cocktails. Since they redid the bottle, you get this beautiful embossed turkey with a nice cork on top now. I mean, this is where it's at. This is pretty much as cheap as I go in bourbon and have around on the shelf. But there it is, Wild Turkey 101. The second appearance of Wild Turkey in this list, but technically this is an asterisk bottle because we did pick the Rittenhouse Rye as my cheap mixer. And that brings us to number 5, the one everyone's waiting for, Special Occasion Pour. I can think of no bourbon/whiskey that I own that is more special occasion than Jack Daniel's Coy Hill. Nothing screams special than let's just destroy everything in your throat and mouth with heat and delicious flavor. My particular bottle of Coy Hill here comes in at 144.2 proof. Compute 72.10% alcohol by volume. And this is the Barrel House 8 version. This is almost 9.5 years old from the neck tag. Delicious. This got second place in my top bourbons of 2021. So, you might ask yourself, why is it your favorite special occasion? Because it's not every day you want to crack out 144 proof whiskey here. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2 is the pure delicious flavor on this is special. And I mean, they're never going to release at least hint these single barrels again of this. So definitely enjoying it a good bit, but it is for special occasions. So there you have it. There are my top 5. You only need 5 bourbons for 2022. I don't believe they've done it yet, so I will nominate Gentleman and Whiskey. So John, ball's in your court. Go ahead and make your video of you only need 5 bourbons. So if you like what you saw tonight, please like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. It's free to do. Help us get to 300. I'm approaching 300 subscribers. Thank you, everybody. Have a great evening.